In this video, we will discuss how to use AI ethically in your research and how it can assist you in writing. I think of AI use in three main buckets. First, AI can be useful for content filtering and searching through tools like Elicit. Second, AI can help with editing content, including through tools like Grammarly and Microsoft Editor, as well as ChatGPT and its ilk. Third, AI can help you generate new content, which is where the biggest ethical concerns arise. So I want you to really know the rules around AI-generated content, and these rules are ever evolving and changing. First, generative AI is not always allowed. So while I encourage, and to some extent require its use in this course, generative AI may not be allowed in other courses. So always check with your instructor before you use generative AI. Second, generative AI can lie to you. At the end of the day, they are programmed to be people pleasers and have a limited training data set. As a result, it can fail at some basic tasks or misstate essential facts. For example, you could try asking ChatGPT who controls the government, and at various points in time, it will be wrong. Third, it is essential that you disclose any use of generative AI and how you used it. In many cases, this will mean providing the full prompt and chat history that you used for your work. So what is generative AI, and why is it causing so much concern? So generative AI is the use of an unsupervised learning algorithm to create new content. Typically, these models learn a pattern between inputs and outputs to generate plausible content, where the input is typically a phrase and a set of tokens, or random noise. One common approach to building a generative AI uses two neural networks, where one, the generator, is producing content, and the second, the discriminator, is trying to tell if the content came from the generator or some other source. In this way, the generator learns how to fool the discriminator and ultimately learns how to create new content. So how does ChatGPT work? For this class, I use that as my example of generative AI, but you're free to use others. ChatGPT was developed by OpenAI and uses a large body of internet text as its training material. And this has important implications because it means that any biases in those training materials may persist going forward in the generated content. Because it was trained at a specific point in time, ChatGPT does not know about current events, and in most versions is not connected to the internet. And at the end of the day, you, as a user, are responsible for the output from ChatGPT. So it's your job to verify any information ChatGPT produces and to make sure that the end result of ChatGPT's content is in fact saying what you intended to say. One nice feature of ChatGPT is you can tell it to adjust its output. So I asked ChatGPT to explain how it works in a single short paragraph, and I got the following back. ChatGPT is an advanced language model developed by OpenAI. It has been trained on a vast amount of internet text using a transformer architecture, allowing it to understand and generate human-like language. Through fine-tuning, the model is specialized for specific tasks or domains. It considers a conversation context and previous messages to generate relevant responses. While it has limitations on the amount of text it can process at once, ChatGPT aims to provide accurate and coherent answers. OpenAI prioritizes ethical considerations and continues to improve the model based on user feedback and ongoing research. You can also ask ChatGPT to adopt characters. What if it were a character in a Shakespearean comedy? Verily, I present thee with the tale of ChatGPT, a wondrous creation by OpenAI's hand. A language model of grand stature, it hath traversed the boundless realms of internet text. Within its core resides a noble transformer architecture, which endows it with the ability to comprehend and weave language of mortal kin. Through the right of fine-tuning, it doth acquire specialization for diverse tasks and domains. By preserving the conversation's tapestry, it conjures forth responses, harmonizing with the preceding discourse. Yet constraints exist, for the quantity of text it can embrace hath its limit. Still, ChatGPT doth strive to impart responses that ring true and coherent. OpenAI, like a benevolent sprite, holdeth fast to ethics, ever refining the creation through the wisdom of user feedback and ceaseless study. So you can see you can play around with ChatGPT quite a bit. Now, I would like to get you to get to know ChatGPT or your favorite AI. And one way is to ask ChatGPT about your favorite book or sports team. So I asked it about the New York Mets in the late 1980s, and I got back a fairly reasonable response. But I got slightly different answers whenever I asked ChatGPT to regenerate the response, and this reflects the random noise that's an input into the GPT process. I would like you to try this out with your favorite team, book, whatever, and see how well ChatGPT lines up with what you expect. You can also use ChatGPT to summarize a paper or parts of a paper. So I ran the introduction of the Andrea van Euckert paper through ChatGPT in order to see how it would summarize the paper, and I've posted that summary to Canvas. I would encourage you to read it and see to what extent it lines up with what you thought about the paper. Good luck using AI in your work, and I look forward to hearing more about your experiences in the coming weeks.